Everyone, welcome back once again. So this is where we left in the last video. So we have done with all the smart contract, we have written all the functionality, and now we're going to start working on our UI part. So here I have opened the project, and you can see first thing we have to do is come back here in the style folder in the global CSS, and we have to import all the CSS files. So if I come back here in the assets, you will find that we have all of this folder, and in each of this folder we have the libraries. So if I open this, you can see we have this bootstrap library, we have this color theme, we have the CSS, all the CSS we have for the responsive, for the icons, then we have the fonts, which you don't need to worry about that. Then we have the images, and this is the JavaScript, this is the carousel, and this is the global CSS. So what we're going to do is we're going to import all of this library right here in the global CSS. So let's do that. So this is how you can import the CSS file. So you have to take this input and you have to provide the location of the file. So we have this bootstrap, CSS, and bootstrap. Simply replicate it, and this will be the slash. We have the CSS animations, replicate it and change this to crypto coins, and this will be the font awesome, and this will be our magnify icon, and this one is the magnify, and this will be our responsive. Then we have pop, then we have style, and then we have to go into the color, and we have to take the color theme. Then we have to take the carousel, and we have to take the another one. So we have imported all the CSS file which we're going to use as external library. Now we have to write some custom classes which we're going to use in our application. So let's call it custom style, and the first one is going to be the new icon style. It will have a display flex, align item center. Then we'll have a new font size. It will have a font size is going to be 1.4 RAM. Then we'll have a margin right to 0.5 RAM. Then we'll have an icon color class, and it will have a color to white. Then we'll come down, we'll take another class called counter time, and it will have a font size 2 RAM. It will have a color white. Then we'll take another class, this will call inline style 1, and this will be 30% from the left side, and we have to create one other one. This is inline style 2, and this will be 70% from the left. Then we can take this new color, and we'll say color white, and font size is going to be 1.1 RAM. Then we have to write the media query. So we'll take this only, we have to provide the media query. So max width is going to be, let's go with the 600 pixels, and in that we're going to target our image. We'll take this new image CSS, and we have to say width at 50%, and height is going to be auto. So that's the entire custom CSS you have to write. Hope you guys have followed me what I have done, and that's the only thing you have to write when it's come to adding the CSS, because we are using the libraries and that's what we're going to utilize it. So it just act like a tailwind CSS. I believe you know what is tailwind CSS, where you call the utility classes and the styling take place. In the same way we are using these library, and we're going to add as a utility classes. So come here, close this one, and now we have to come back here in the pages, go to the app.js, and here we have to import the script, because we have a script for animations, the slider. Okay, so we are using different libraries for that. So I'll come here, I'll take you to the public folder. Inside the public you will find that we have this asset. Inside the asset we have this JS folder. In that you will find all the libraries we are using for the pop-up, for the slider, for the animation, for the click event. So all of these we have, you don't need to worry about it, simply import and it will work fine. So let's import that. So we'll take this script tag, and we have to get into the asset. Then we have to get the JavaScript folder, and inside that we'll take this jQuery. So we'll replicate this one, and we have to change this. So remove it. This will be bootstrap. This one is for the carousel. This one is for the magnify pop up, and we have to simply remove this one. And now we have to take this waypoints magnify JS script. We'll come here, we'll simply remove that, and we'll take this parallel. Then we'll take this jQuery countdown, replicate it, and we have to simply remove it. And this time we're going to take it particles, and we have to take this jQuery dd magnify JS script. Then we have this counter up magnified. Let's remove this one. And so this is pop-up, and this is going to be the notification JS script, and this one is the script, and remove this. And this one is the last one called index.js. So that's the entire import of the script we are doing. Make sure to use the exact path, okay, and make sure to confirm it. Open the public folder. In that you will have the assets, and try to match the exact spelling. If you make any spelling mistake, it's not going to work. So that looks pretty fine. Close this one. And now what we can do is we have to open up your terminal, and let's clear this, remove one terminal, clear the terminal, and let's start the application. Type npm run dev, and this will start the application on localhost 3000. But before I start, I want to do one thing. Let's deploy the contract, and then we can start the application, because we are calling some of the functions. So we'll start straight away like this, is going to throw an error. So let's split the terminal. First we have to run our local blockchain npx hard node. Then we have to deploy our script. I hope you guys haven't forgot that. So this is the script. Click on deploy, and it will generate the same address of the contract no matter when you are calling, because this is the exact address you will get. Now simply start the application and come back here, reload the browser, and everything is working fine. You can see MetaMask popped up, and you can simply pass your credential. So let me pass my, okay, simply remove this one and let me pass the right one, and click on unlock. And here we are connected. You can see our global stylings are also taking place, because we have added this button in the last video, and the coloring is changed, the button styling is changed. That means our global classes are working fine, our libraries are working fine. So simply do the inspect element, and you will find that here we are getting some sort of error because we are not connected with the right network. But you can see it's working fine. If you reload the browser, you won't have any issue, and you are getting all of this data. It's actually not an error. Okay, so it looks pretty good. Now come back to the code, and now we can start working on our component. So open up the component, and first thing what we have to do is we have all of this component. We're going to import it in our index file in one central location, and from there we're going to import it. So that would be easy for us to identify, okay, if I want to call a particular particular component, I can simply call that component from one single location. So let's import all of the component and export from here. So first time we're going to import the about component and replicate it and change the name. So this will be the arrow up, this will be our banner, and this will be the blog. This one is client, contact, distribution, this is FAQ, then we have footer, then we have header, then we have loader, then we have mobile app, then we have service, then we have team, then we have timeline, and the last one is the token. So currently we have all of this component. If we find that we need to add more, we can definitely add that, but just for time being, let's keep it like it. Now we have to export all of this component. So first is going to be arrow up, about arrow up banner, then we have the blog, then we have the client, then we have the contact, then we have distribution, then we have FAQ, footer, header, loader, mobile app, service, team, timeline, and token sale, and the last one is service. So looks pretty good. So we have exported all the components, no issues so far. So now we can simply close this one, and now we can simply come back here in the pages, go to the index, and here we have to call all of these components. So this is where we left in the last video. So first thing we have to do is we can come here. So this is the context we have. Now we can simply call the component, and this is coming from the // component index, and all we have to do is come here, open this one, and simply copy all of this component, and we have to simply call it right up here. So we have access of all this component, and we can simply use it right here in the index page. Now here we have, so what we can do is let's come back to the context, and we have to get all the functions we have here which we have exported. Simply copy this one, and that's what we have to simply import here, because it's a single page application. So let's all have all the data here, looking good. Now here we have left, and now we can start working on our entire JSX part. So remove this one, and let's take a class. So we're going to build in the dark mode, not in the light mode. So we'll say v dark, and let's say hi, and let's check that. So here I'm in the browser, and you can see I'm getting some sort of error. So it says multiple import. So I can see the issue, I can know what is the problem. So let me make it side by side so we can see what we are exactly coding. So we are getting this particular error that service is defined multiple times. Okay, so let's come back to component index, and here we have the issue. So remove this one. I don't know why I have imported this twice, and reload the browser, and still we are getting this particular error because we have imported twice in the index file. So simply remove this one as well, and now it's fine. So reload the browser, and you can see here we have hi, it's in the dark mode, so things are looking pretty good. And now we can start working on the JSL part. So, and now we have to call our component. So the first component we're going to call is header, and in that we have to send the props. So we'll send the address, we'll send the set address, and we have to send the connect wallet. So these are the three props we are sending in our header component. Now we have to come back, take the second component, which is the banner, and that we have to send the props, the token transfer function. So you can see we have this two component. Now let's do the third one, service. Then we have to call about, then we have to call this token sale, and in that we have to send this buy token props and token sale. This will contain all the information about the token. Then we'll call this distribution, mobile app, then we'll have the team component, then we'll have the FAQ, then we'll have the contract, and then we'll have the footer. So we have all of this component looking absolutely fine. You can see it's in the dark mode, and we have imported all the component, and now we can start working on each one of this component one by one. So let's start working on the header. Click on that, and it will take me to the header component, and now we can start working on it. So looks good. Now first we have to import couple of things. So we have to import the menu icon, and that's coming from React icon /bi. And now we can simply come here, and we have to take the menu list. So we'll take a variable called menu list, and in that we have to take our menu. It's gonna be a type of object. So we'll take the menu, and we'll define the link. Simply copy and replicate it couple of times, and we have to simply change the name. So this will be the service, and here we have to say service with a small key, because we want to provide a click event, and it will take the user to that particular component. And this will be our about section with the about. This will be our token, and this is the token, and this will be our team. This is the FAQ, and this one is FAQ, and the last one is the contact, and this is the contact. Looks fine. So this is the menu list we have, and now we can take a class. It will have a header class wrap, it will have a fix top, so it will fix, and now we can inside that we'll take a div. It will have a container class flares. So this is how you can define. So if you really want to use the shortcut in VS Code, and you want to add classes to the div, this is how you can do that. Take the div, and you can provide a dot, and you can give the class name. So that's the approach I'm going to take it. So let's take a nav, and it will have a class called nav bar. It will have another class called nav bar expanded large. You can see how easy it is, and automatically the format is get generated. Then we'll take an anchor. It will have a class called nav bar brand, and we'll take a page scroll animation. So these are the three classes I will add. and I want to say home section. So when the user will click on this home, it will display this particular section, home section, and it will have a data attribute for the animation. So in that we have to pass the property. So we'll say fade in down animation we want, and we want to add a delay. So the delay is going to be, let's say, 1 second. Now inside that we'll take an image. It will have a class called logo light. Let's provide the source of the image. We have to get into the image folder, logo png. So you can see this is the image we have. Let's assign the nil alt tag, and we have to take a image for the dark as well. So what I will do, I'll simply come here. We'll take a class called logo dark, and we have to provide the source. So slash image slash logo dark png. So this is for the dark, and let's provide this alt. Things looks pretty good. Now we can simply come here. We'll take a button. It will have a class called nav bar toggle and animation, and we have to add the two property, means button type, and we have to add the data toggle collapse, and we have to say data target, and it will be our nav bar supported content. So this is the target, and now we have to simply Arial control, and we have to say nav bar supported content. So in that way it can identify and it can open the component, and we have to add this Arial expanded. By default we're going to set this to false, and we'll have another one. Label is going to be our toggle, and this will be a navigation. So this is the entire property you have to add, and we have to add the animation. So this will be the, let's say, fed up down, and add a delay. So animation delay is going to be, I'll go with this particular number, 1.1 second. So this is the exact property you have to include in the button. So what we are doing here, we are keeping the responsiveness, we are keeping the SEO optimization, because when you declare a button in any framework, you have to give all the information, that what type of button it is, what it's going to do. So when you will provide these information to an element, it would be good for Google to identify and serve in the Google search result. Okay, the more data you will provide to the search engine, the more it will understand, and it will help you to rank your application. Then let's call the button. In that we're going to simply call our icon. So here we have that one. Okay, I'm doing something wrong, so I found a problem. So here it's navbar toggle. Okay, it's R. If we provide this R, and here we have this one, looks pretty good. So that's our button. Now we can come here. We'll take a div. It will have a class called collapse, nav bar collapse, and it will have an ID called nav bar supported count content. Inside that we'll take a UL, and we'll display our menu. So it will have a class called nav bar nav m auto. Inside that we'll take our menu list, and we're going to simply loop over it. So we'll say menu index, and we have to do instant return. So in that we'll take a li and close that one. It will have a key i+1. Then we have to assign a class called animation. We have to add a delay animations. So we'll add this fade in down, and we have to add a delay. So animation delay and the time we want. So the delay we want is, like, we'll take a template title 1 point, and it will go on. So 1.1, 2 second, 3 second, and inside that we'll take a anchor. It will have a class called nav link. It will have the data. So let's remove this one. Let's take this one, menu link, and we have to display the actual menu. So, and that looks pretty fine. So menu. So this is for the desktop. It looks pretty good, and here we have this one, and looks good. Now what we can do, we can simply come back here, and let's write for the mobile. So it will have a class called nav bar nav button align item center. Inside that we'll take a li. It will have a class called animation, and we'll have the data animation is gonna be fed in down. So there is a lot of properties, fed in down, fed in right, fed in left. You can use any, but this is the arrangement which I have followed in this application. Okay, now we have to add a delay, animation delay. So this time the delay is going to be something like 2 seconds. Inside that, we have to display our address. So we have to compare that what we have to display. So we'll take the address. So okay, so we have to receive the prop. So come back here, and here we are sending the prop. So simply get this one, and we have to receive it. So now we have to get the set address, paste here. Now we have to get the connect wallet, copy and paste here. Looks fine. Come here. So once we have the address, then we have to display this particular button. So we'll take this anchor, close this one, and let's assign a class. It will have a button, then we'll have a button default, then we'll have a button radius and nav item. Inside that, we'll take the small tag. It will have a class called new color. In that, we'll take this space, and then we have to display our address, and we have to slice it down because we don't want to display the entire address, otherwise it will take a huge space. So I want to display only 15 characters of the address, and that looks good. And here we have to write the else statement. So in the else, what I can do is I can simply copy this one and paste here, and instead of displaying the address, I can simply say connect here, and I'm going to attach an on click function on this. So remove this one and simply call it connect, and we can attach on click function here. Let's say connect wallet, and looks pretty fine. If I make on bigger screen, you can see our navigation is looking fine, our menus, button, everything is looking fine, but still we have some issue why it's stuck to top. Okay, so let's me do one thing. Let's me log out from the MetaMask, and let's see. And here you can see the meta pops up. I'm here, our dynamic button is working fine. Let me provide the passwords and click on unlock. So here we have reload the page, and here we have connected. So things looks pretty good. Again, we have to do a couple of fix in the navigation bar because we want to provide this space. So just keep it for a time being like it. We'll fix that later. So let's make it side by side so we can see things are looking good. Let's bring on the right hand side. So this is good, no issue we have so far. There is minor changes we have to do. So close this for the time being. Let's work on the footer component. So this is how it looks. Now we can start working straight away on the footer. Okay, so come back here. We have to create a menu, footer menu. So it's gonna be a type of array. So first is going to be crypto cash. Then we'll have the another one. This is how it's work. The third one is going to be a token. The fourth one is FAQ, and the last one is contact. So these are the menus we have. We'll take a footer tag, and it will have a div. It will have a class called top footer. It will have another class called bg light dark, and it will have a data z index to 1. Then we'll have a data parallax to be scroll. Then we'll have data image source. So we can add this particular one. So we have to get into the assets, image, footer, and bg png we have. So it looks pretty good, you can see. Now we can come here, we can take a div. It will have a class called container, and that will take a div. It will have a class called row, and will take a div. It will have a class called large 4. Then we'll have a call md12. In that we'll take a div. It will have a footer, logo, and md3 and animation classes. Inside that, let's assign the animation is gonna be fade in up, and define the delay time. So animation delay is going to be 0.2 seconds, very quick. Now we can take this anchor. It will have a class called page scroll, and we'll simply say home section, and we can simply come here. We'll take this image. It will have a class, so we'll have to provide the as source. So we have to get into the image folder, logo, and here we have the image. Looks pretty good. So we got the image. Now we'll take a div. Let's take a class called footer this, and we'll take a para. It will have a class animation, and we have to assign the true properties, fed in up, and the second one is the delay, I hope you guys can understood the format. So whenever we use the animation class, we have to add these two properties. Dummy, add some dummy text, Lawrence pump, and here we have. Now we can simply leave this two div and come down here. We'll take a div. It will have a class called large3, call md6, res md margin top 3t, and we'll say res small mt 20. Now, so these are the classes. Now we'll take a h4. We'll take this footer title, and we'll say border title and animation. Let's add the attributes. So data animation to fed in up, and data animation delay, and it will be 0.2 seconds. So we have the border, and now we can display our text. We'll say quick link. So that's the header. Now we'll take a UL and we'll display our list. So we'll say footer link. Inside that, we'll take a dynamic block. Now we'll simply render. We'll say footer list map list icon, and inside that we'll take a li. It will have a class animation. Then we have to add the data attribute. Simply copy and paste here, and then we have to simply change this particular value to a dynamic value. So we'll say 0.i plus 2. So, and here we have to display the list. So we'll take an anchor, and then we have to display the list. So here we have the list menu. So that's the first footer link. Now we can simply come here. We have to take another one. So we'll take a div. It will have a call large 5, and here we have to simply copy. At that point we have to simply paste here. We'll take a div. It will have a class and paste here. Now change this to 5. And what else we have to do the changes? Okay, the rest would be fine. We'll take a div. It will have a class called newsletter form. In that we'll have a h4 footer title and border title animation. Add a text. We'll say newsletter. Then we can simply come here. We'll take this paragraph. It will have a class called animation, and we have to simply grab it from here and we have to paste here. Looks good. And in that we can add our dummy text. So change the value and add a dummy text, remove some, and here we have. Okay, there is a problem. Okay, first we have to see why it's in that color. It has to be in the white. So just keep working. We'll fix this particular error. So come here. We'll take the form, and it will have a class called subscribe form animation, and simply copy this one and paste here. Inside that we'll take a input class called input rounded. Type is going to be a text, and we'll say required. Placeholder will say enter email address. Here we have. Then we can simply come here. We'll take a button, and we have to assign the type. It's going to be a submit. We'll say the title subscribe. We'll add a class called button info. We'll take a name. It's subscribe submit, and we'll define the value to the submit. So this is the button we have, and we'll say subscribe. Okay, there is a problem in the alignment, so something's wrong I have done. Okay, I have to fix that one. So come back here, and here we have to remove this and provide a space. So subscribe form, and change the spelling of form FORM, and that will fix the issue. Okay, still we have some problem. So this is the one change you have to do. Now you have to simply come here. Let's keep working, and we're going to fix that issue. We have to see what's went wrong. So simply come down all the way, and we have to work on the copyright. So we can take a div. It will have a class bottom footer. It will have a div class container. It will have a div row, and in that we'll take a div. It will have a column md6, and we'll take a paragraph. It will say copyright, and we'll display our copyright. So we'll say copyright. We have to give the @ and then we have to define the date and all right reserved by the blockchain coder. So that's what we have here. Looks pretty good. Now we can simply come here. We'll take a div. It will have a class called call md6. It will have a ul list none footer menu. In that we can display our li, and it will be say privacy policy. Simply replicate this, copy and paste, and change this to terms and condition. So that looks pretty good. So this is the entire component we have. Let's make on the big screen, and you can see we have some issue. So maybe some classes I have placed in the wrong place, or maybe I have not closed in the right way, but things are looking fine. You can see stylings are good, no issue we have. Let's try to find out. So here you can see that we have col, col, and here I have made this spelling mistake. It's col, not clo. So change this to col, save it, and we have to do the changes here as well. It's a col, save it, and come back to the browser, and you can see it's fixed, but we have still some issue in the button, but the alignment is absolutely perfect. So we have to do the changes here. So come back here, let's go to this, and here we have to do the changes. It's FROM, we have to say FORM form. So remove this one FORM and save it. Do this change and come here. You can see everything is perfectly aligned. So the color is white, and now the button is in the right place. Looks good, no issues we have. Check the responsiveness. So that's how it's going to look on the mobile device. Nice photo with all the styling, with all the animation is working absolutely fine. So let's come back here. We are done with this, and now we're going to start working on the next component. So we are done with the footer. Now we have to work on the banner. So open this one, make it side by side so we can see what's we are doing. So you can see all of things are looking fine. We have still some problem in the header which we're going to fix in a while. So let's come back here, let's make it side by side so we can see what we are working on. So let's bring it here and close this one. Now we have to import a couple of things. So we have to import the icons that's coming from React BS, and we'll take this BS currency Bitcoin, then BS arrow right, then we have to take the another one, and this one is coming from React icon slash FA. We need the Ethereum icon, then we can come here, import React icon, and this one is coming from SI. In that we'll take this SI Ripple, and we'll say SI Litecoin. Hope I'm pronouncing correctly, Litecoin. And now we have to import this particular one. We'll take this React icon slash AI, and in that we have to import this AI outline cloud download. So these are the icon import we are doing. You can simply check the documentation of React icon. There is tons of icons available, tons of providers are available, and you can pick whatever you want, but these are the icon and these are the provider I'm going to use right now. So these are the import. Now we have to receive the props. So come back here, and here we have to get this one, copy, and that what we have to receive here. So this is the provider we have, and now we can start working on our JSX. So we'll take a section, it will have a class called home section, and it will have a, let's remove this one, let's take ID. It will say home section, and it will have a class called section banner. It will have a class called bg black doc, and we have to assign the data attribute. So z index is going to be 1, and data parallax, that's going to be our scroll. Then we'll say data image, and we have to provide the location. We have to get into the assets image slash banner bg png 2. You can see we have this space, looks pretty good, and inside that we have to start working on it. So we'll take a div. It will have a class called banner effect, and we'll take another div. It will have a class called container. It will take a div. It will have a class called row aligned item center. In that we'll take a div. It will have a class called column large 6, call md12, call small 12, and order large first. In that we'll take a div, add a class called banner text small 2, then we'll have text md center. In that we'll take a h1, we'll have a class called animation text white, and we have to add the 2 data attribute, the animation fed in up, and we'll add the other one, the delay, and this will be our, the time I want to give is to 1.1 second. And here we have to display our text. So we'll say, we'll take a strong, and that we'll take this Bitcoin, and we have to say here network, and here we can display enamel. So it's peer-to-peer innovative network. We got our h1. Now we can come here, we'll take a h5, add a class called animation pre-sale text white. In that, simply take this one and paste here. And now we have to change the timing. Then we have to add a text token pre-sale is, and we'll take a mark tag. In that we can add a class called gradient box, and we'll say live. So that looks pretty good. Now we can come here, we'll take a div, add a class called button group, padding top 2, padding bottom 3, animation, and simply take the data animation. So simply copy and paste here instead of writing, and change the timing. Inside that, we'll take anchor. It will have an ID called white paper, say white paper. Then we have to add a class called button default. We'll say button radius nav link and content pop. So it's circle, but when we add the text, it's going to change it. So let's add a text. So we'll say white paper, and looks pretty good. Now we have to display our icon, and here we have. So let's add a button class, then button default, button border, and button radius. And this time we'll say token, and in that we'll say buy token now, and display our icon. So here we have with the outline. Simply copy and paste here, and this will be for the transfer. So we'll say transfer token, and this function, this button can only call by the owner of the contract, because first he has to transfer the token to the token sale contract, then user can able to buy the token. So for the time being, I'm just keeping this button here, but at the end I'm going to comment this one after transferring the token. Looks good. Now for time being, let's comment this one, and this one is better. Now we can come here, we'll take a span, add a text white icon title, and we'll have an animation. Let's copy this one and add this. Inside that, we'll take we accept, and we can display that what are the payment types we have. So we can come here, we'll take a UL list, add a class called list none currency icon. In that we'll take a ULI and add a class and change the timing, and simply provide the icons a name. So we'll take a span, it will have a class called new icon style, and in that we'll take our icon, add a class called new font size, and here we have to display the name Bitcoin. So that's how it will look, pretty good. So looking good. So this is the first one, simply copy and replicate couple of times. So we're going to have 4 to 5. So here we have to change the icon. So this will be our Ethereum, and we'll say Ethereum, and this one will be the Solidity coin, and we'll say little coin, and this one is the last one. We have to simply come here and change to the SL ripples, and this will be say ripple, and this is the extra, remove it, save it, and we have all of these 4 different icons. Pretty good. Now we can come here and we'll take a div, add a class called team pop-up, because when the user will click on the white paper, it's going to open the pop-up model. Then we're going to display all the detail about the project, and we'll also provide a download button so user can download the proposal. We'll add this class, then we'll have an ID called white paper, and inside that we'll take a div, it will have a class called row, and we'll have a margin 0. Inside that we'll take a div, add a class called column md7, add a div, it will have a class called padding top 3, padding bottom 3. In that we'll take a div, it will have a class called title dark title border. In that we'll take a h4, it will have a class called download white paper Then we'll take this paragraph and we'll display our dummy text. Simply copy and replicate it a couple of times, so 2 times. Right now you cannot see because this component will open on click event. So let's build the first. Now we'll take a paragraph, let's add more, and we have this. Now we can come here, we'll take an anchor and we'll add a class for buttons. And we have to simply come here, we'll say download now, and we can display our download icon. So this is the entire pop-up component we have. Now we can simply come here, we'll take a div, it will have a class call medium 3, and we'll add an image. So padding top and padding bottom, we'll go to this assets / image, and we'll take this white paper dot png and save it. So we got our description, we got our images, looks pretty good, no issues so far we have, and things are looking good. Now we can simply come here and we'll take a div, it will have a class called column large 6, column medium 12, and column small 12. Order first, in that we'll take div banner image right, and we'll take this spawns empty dash margin bottom 50. We'll add another set of class, we'll say rest x, will mb bottom 30, and we'll have an animation. Now we have to simply get this data attributes, copy and paste here, and in that we can simply change this to right, and here we have to say image, add a class called new image. We'll go to the image and we have to simply add our image. We'll take this banner image 2 and save it. So you can see here we have the image, looks pretty good. So we got the image, let's open on the big screen, and here you can see we have the 2 components and reload, but there is an issue, our animation is not working. So, and when we are clicking on this white paper, is also not working. So we have to see what's the problem we have. Okay, so animation and the click event is not working, so maybe there is a problem in the script and maybe in the ID and the classes. So come here, and I found the issue. So first you have to remove this ID, so make sure to provide the exact spelling. So earlier it was double P, because of the spelling mistake it was not working, and remove this ID. So this is the one change you have to do, and here you have to come back here and do the same thing here, because you have to provide the exact ID so it can call the event. And here we have, that looks pretty good. And come here, and I found that some of the, and I have also did couple of changes, because what I have found that I have made couple of spelling mistake here in the script import. So this is the import we have done together, so simply remove this one. Okay, and that's all coming from here, from this public folder. So I did couple of spelling mistake, because of that the script was not working. So I just stuck for a half an hour and I tried to find out. So I found that this problem was in the script. So make sure to import the script correctly with the right location, with the right spelling, and that will fix all the issue. So what I will do, I'll simply remove this one, and this is what I have imported. So I'm going to simply pause it for a time being, so you guys can simply copy and match your script import. So make sure to pause and match with the exact import location and check the exact spelling, and this is the change you have to do here. So I hope you guys have done with that. Now let's move ahead. Come back here in the banner, and if I come back and reload the browser, you can see the animation is working fine. If I reload, the animations are working fine. So we had a problem in the script input, because of that it was not working, and our click event is also working fine. You can see it's opening, closing, opening, closing. So things looks pretty good. So let's remove couple of text from here, and now if I click, and this is perfect. Let's remove a little bit and reload the browser. Looks pretty good, and all of these components are looking good. So we are done with the 3 components. So the click event is also working fine, and here you can see the notification bar is also working fine. So this is nothing you have to do here in this notification bar, because this one is getting triggered by using because we are using a, because this one is getting triggered with the help of the JavaScript which we have imported. So if you really want to modify that, you can do it very easily in the pop-up model, but I'm just going to leave it as it is. So this one is also working fine, and it's a kind of a library. It looks pretty good. So let's close this one and make sure to import with the right spelling, with the right location, and the entire application, the click event and the pop-up, the animation would work fine. And here you have to do the changes in the header. As I told you that we have to fix the bug in the header, and finally I found the bug. So instead of taking a div tag, so here earlier I took the div tag, but we have to take the header tag. So if I take this div tag and if I save, come back to the browser, you can see this is the issue we have. No animation is taking place and it looks quite awkward, but we can fix that. So all you have to do is come here and take a header tag, and that will fix the issue. Save it and make sure to change this to 1 second, not is second. And here you have to do the changes in the delay timing. So earlier by mistake I have written is, but you have to type 1 second. So this is the change you have to do, and that looks fine. Save it, and these are good, don't need to do any changes. And now you can see it's looking absolutely perfect. The animation, the scripts, all are getting triggered, and we are getting a fixed navigation bar, pop-up module navigation bar, everything is working absolutely fine. So let me pause this one. And so if you click on this service, okay, this service button is not working as well because we haven't written the code for that, but the rest would be fine. So this is the hero button, and now we have to work on the service section. So this is the component we're going to start working on. So first we have to split it. So first we can do is we have to take a data type. So we'll take a service, and here we have to define the data as in type of object. So first we have to give the title. So we'll say service storage, and we can type our description. So you can type whatever you want, but I will give this dummy text, this lorem spam. So what I will do, I'll simply come here, type lorem, and I'm going to take a couple of texts from here, and that's what I'm going to assign. So that's the dummy text. Simply copy and replicate a couple of times. So this will be the mobile app, copy and paste here. This will be exchange service, copy and paste here. And we have this one to investment, and this is the project, copy and paste here. And we have this to credit card use, copy and paste here. We have this one planning, and the rest would be fine. So this is all the service component we have, and now we can start working on our JSX part. So simply come here. First thing, we have to make it screen side by side so we can see what we are exactly working on. So let's bring on this. Okay, let's do it one more time. Click on that, come here and select this, bring this on the right hand side, and looks good. And now we can start working on it. Simply remove that, and we're going to take a section. It will have a ID called section, we'll have a class called small padding bottom, then we'll have a div class with container, and that will take a div class row align item center. In that we'll take a div class call large 8 and offset large 2, call md12 and call sm12. In that we'll take a div with a class title default light, and we'll take title border text center. In that we'll take a h4 with animation, and we have to add the two data attributes. So the animation is going to be fair enough, and the delay, those will say data animation delay, and we have to add the delay to something like 0.2 seconds. And now we can display our text. So we'll say meet our service, meet our solution for you. Looks good. Simply copy, come here, take the p tag, add animation class, and then we have to add the data attribute and add dummy text. So simply do one thing, and that's looks good. Now we can come here, we can take a div, it will have a class called row. Then we have to simply render our data component. So we'll take this service index, and we have to make an instant return. We'll take a div, it will have a class called, let's assign a key, then we'll have a class called call large 4. Then we'll say column md6, column small 12. In that we'll take div, it will have a class called box wrap text center animation, and we have to paste the data attributes, change the timing to dynamic one. So this will be 1 plus 1. So this is the dynamic delay. Now we have to simply feed the data. So here if we will take this h4, we have to display the title, and we'll take a paragraph. It will display the description. Save it, and here we can see we have the component. Looks absolutely fine with all the data. So let me make on the big screen so you guys can appreciate this. So looks pretty good. So this is the description, and we have all the services looking absolutely fine. If you click, it's open it, and that looks pretty good. If you click on the home, it's there. If you click on service, okay, it's not working. So we have some issue in the service click event, so we have to fix that issue. Come back here, and here I can see the ID is section, but it will be service. So simply change this one to service. So let's change this to service, and this will work fine. If you click, it will take you to the service section, and this is the home. Looks wonderful. And that's the only thing I want to cover in this video. So we have built the 4 different components in our application. I don't want to extend this video. So in the next video, we're going to complete our entire application. So see you there. Have a wonderful day.